What's up, guys? Chris here with the Rule of Thirds. A little bit under the weather. Um, Took off today from work. Um, didn't really sleep too well. Battling through it, but you know, don't have any plans to really go anywhere or do anything. It's raining here all day. Um, However, today marks the release for the Godzilla versus Kong movie. So as I'm sitting here trying to recover and rest up, I was able to watch the movie. I just kind of want to do some initial thoughts, spoiler free, um, and hence the three of us can get together and do our normal deep dive into the movie. But I going back to that original Godzilla movie, which I saw in theaters and was so blown away by the scale of the movie and essentially resurrecting an iconic character that we've all kind of grown to know and appreciate. And from the second one, bringing back characters that we've seen in the old movies, where the special effects weren't, probably for the time they were groundbreaking, but compared to today's technology and CGI and things like that, they weren't the best quality back then. But now, you see stories come together, and it looks so lifelike and real. And I think this was just another step in that direction. So, visually, the movie is really really done well. You have to kind of take into consideration you're looking at two or three characters that for the most part look to be done via motion capture, but it's done well. It is done well. The plot, is a little light. It's not as heavy and as dense as maybe I would have liked it to be. It does kind of continue, or it is a continuation of the second one with the whole hollow Earth and the way Godzilla travels so fast across the globe, and it's that constant man versus nature thing, and it seems like in a lot of aspects, we end up tapping into ideas and concepts that we think we have an understanding of, but really have no understanding of whatsoever. And a lot of times it backfires. So this was another example of that. As they say, leaving well enough alone. But again, the storyline. I thought that the cast was pretty good. Sometimes I thought I was watching Stranger Things. Another time I thought I was watching Tron. But I did like the cast. Alexander Skarsgård, who was in Tarzan and True Blood. I enjoyed him in this. Millie Bobby Brown's character, I enjoyed her as I did in the second one. I cannot think of the woman's name, who was essentially the guardian for the little girl. The little girl by far was my favorite character, and she didn't say a word through the whole movie. She was by far my favorite character. Excuse me. The interaction between her and Kong was just priceless. I wish there was some sort of interaction with. I guess that's kind of the character that Millie Bobby Brown plays, but not as close and as personal as the little girl, who was connected to Kong. But she was by far my favorite character. And the fight scenes, very, we've often wished to have seen, some of the best fighters in their prime go head to head. Tyson, Ali, Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard, Khabib and GSP. We would have loved to have seen these, iconic fighters in their prime go at it. I think we got to see that on display in this film. We got to see, all them, all their attributes, excuse me, as far as Godzilla and Kong, on full display. If I had to judge it, I would say it probably was. I'm not going to say who won, but I'm going to say probably 2 rounds to 1, and that it could have went it could have went either way. It could have been a draw. I'm leaning 2 rounds to 1, but that's okay. Each one played their part, and they were on full display as far as all their strengths. As a lot of us had suspected, there is another villain. I won't give that away. I'm sure you've seen information out there about it, who the other villain is, and it's done well. Kind of made me feel, took me back to those Pacific Rim days, but it was done well. And this is one of those franchises now. It's done so much. Where does it go from here? Does it continue on? Is there more coming? I know things are hard right now with the pandemic and theater releases, so we'll see how this one does. But all in all, curious to see where it goes, if there's going to be more. But just finished watching it, and without a doubt, it's an enjoyable movie. I would say, if you're sitting around, nothing to do, kind of tired, definitely put it on. HBO Max, I commend them. They're really delivering with some really good content right now. So shout out to them. But all in all, that's just my kind of spoiler-free review of Godzilla versus Kong. Stay tuned for like I said, our kind of group chat about the movie, and we'll dive a little deeper into it. But other than that, I'll talk to you guys down the road. Again, this is Chris from the Rule of Thirds. See ya.